What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So it's early morning, not too early, about 8:30. We got the X3 completely packed down because we got a serious job today. An alternator replacement. Woo, so hard, right? Yeah, kinda. We're doing an alternator on a 2009 Nissan Murano. If you know anything about those vehicles, that alternator is one of the hardest alternators to get to, especially if you're not trying to drain the cooling system and disconnect the AC system or the AC compressor. So guy got a few quotes. I talked to him. We went back and forth for a while. He's on a tight budget. Trying to do what I can for him. We agreed on a price, and we're gonna head there now to tackle this job. He said he wants to watch me work, so I said absolutely, no problem at all. I'm gonna try and do this job without having to disconnect either of those systems. Says that the job is 3.1 hours of labor, which, yeah, maybe with a lift and if it's warranty work, but we'll see how long it takes us. Like I said, we already agreed on a price, so if it takes an hour, cool. If it takes 7 hours, not cool. We're getting paid the same amount. So basically got everything packed up that I think I might need, plus more, because I'm not taking trips back and forth to the house. So we'll shut this garage light. That one's motion sensor. We'll shut the garage, and we'll head out to this job. When I get there, probably gonna throw you guys just on time lapse, and we'll see how we make out. But this is just another day in the life of this mobile mechanic gig, and it's been going well so far. So let me show you guys how I got this loaded down right now. 1/4 inch, 3/8, 1/2 inch ratchets are in the bottom, but extensions, all types of swivels, everything like that. Screwdrivers, pry bars, nut drivers, trim panel tool, magnets, stuff like that. All of my sockets and everything are in here. The bottom's got the power tools and stuff like that, and then I got some blow molded cases up front with other things like Torx bits, everything like that, multiple flashlights, wrenches, the jack, 2 jack stands, a battery. Yep, let's get after it. We got this job, and then we have a Volkswagen GTI axle job, so let's get to it. All right, guys, so we got to the job. Car was completely dead, and then they wanted to inform me that the car has to get moved out of the parking lot to the other end of the street around the block. And I brought a battery with me, no jumper cables, I should have, and my jump pack. Long story short, we ended up having to push the car all the way over there, and that's where I'll be working on it. So I'm gonna grab my car with my tools and start this job. And to be able to do this mobile mechanic thing, you really got to be a people person. These people were like really disrespectful, trying, and you're gonna get people like that trying to tell me how I'm gonna have to do the job and how I won't be able to do it a certain way and this and that. And I just respectfully told them, listen, I think I'm gonna be able to do it this way, and if not, I won't be able to, but I think I will. If you would like to watch me, you're more than welcome. And that's that. So I'm gonna bring my car with the tools over there and get started. So we'll get everything set up and get started on this job. All right, guys, so we got this car on the side of the road from this guy's neighborhood, and basically what I did was starting to work on the top now. I got the bottom alternator bolt out. Grab a flashlight. And this guy wants to watch the whole process, and which is completely fine. You know, he is the customer. So I got the bottom alternator bolt out. Again, this is for a 2009 Nissan Murano. That's a bottom alternator bolt right there. Had to take off the idler pulley and obviously the belt. I got the two AC compressor bolts out right there, and then this 10 millimeter for that line right there. What I'm going to try and do is get the other two AC compressor bolts out and drop this AC compressor down as far out of the way as possible. Get the last bolt for the alternator, which is up top. This is for their battery. Unbelievable. And it's way down there. I'm gonna have to take off this upper radiator hose, and I'm gonna try and get this alternator out through the bottom. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to. So I'll throw you guys back on time lapse, and we'll see if we can get this job done, because I am doing it for really cheap, kind of almost too cheap. So let me see what I could do. Alright guys, so I was just able to get the alternator out. Here's the old one. So it is doable from the bottom of the vehicle. Only thing I had to take apart up top was the coolant reservoir. I took that out, and I disconnected a few of the grounds for the wiring harness just to get some room to get to the top alternator bolt and the alternator bracket, which is this right here. And then as far as on the bottom, I pulled back the wheel well, and I took this line, which I believe is a power steering line, out of the clips and unbolted this other line just to get it down. I unbolted the AC compressor and just dropped it down out of the way. I didn't have to disconnect any of the AC lines or discharge the system. And like I said, this is for a 2009 Nissan Murano, which they say, this is one of the harder alternator jobs, but I was just able to do it on the side of the road. So cigarette break, and then we'll get the new one in, and we'll get this job finished up. Alright guys, so we just got this job finished up, basically putting the wheel on now. I bought a battery charger with me, so I gave the guy my charger. He took it to his house and charged up the battery. So I'm putting the wheel on now, and he's walking back with the battery. It's got some pieces from the air box that the previous mechanic had taken off, and put the battery back in, and the overflow tank for the coolant reservoir. Then we'll fire this thing up and make sure it's charging. So let's get to it. Alright, so like I said, guys, just gonna put this coolant overflow tank back in. The rest of the air box that previous mechanic had taken apart, and then basically battery and fire it up. So all in all,
right?
Yeah, we'll top off the coolant. We didn't lose a lot, so you know. But this is just an overflow too, so it's not like an actual reservoir. It's really just an overflow. But I will top it off because I got some with me.
Cool.
But we'll.
I can't find the rest of the bolts.
Yeah, it's honestly it's really not a big deal because this one main one is in. It's just the engine cover.
Look over there. It's like an exhaust on the second one on the bottom.
This?
Yeah, that's where all the smoke comes out.
Yeah, this hooks up to your air box, which goes like right here. It's supposed to go like this. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, so he's missing the bolt for there, the bolt for there. I mean, we got one that we could possibly use. Yeah, no, that ain't for it. But let me put the battery in first.
Yeah. Can't believe all those fucking bolts.
I don't think it was you. It was probably the mechanic, bro. You know, I mean, he did take it apart. He left your alternator piece off too.
Yep.
So I'll throw the battery in and I'll get the car on the ground because it's not good to start it with just one side jacked up because the oil will be on.
What about this? Can we work on this?
Yeah, I'll try and get this the hold down back in. So I got the bolt for that. All right, guys. So basically, you know, let me put the battery back in and finish this up. All right, guys, so we're gonna fire it up and make sure the alternator's charging. So I got the voltmeter, and you know, obviously the battery is 12 volts. With the alternator charging, it should be like 13, 14. All right. We are good to go, guys. So yes, it is possible to do this job from the bottom of the car. I started this job around 9:30, 10 o'clock this morning, and I believe it's right around 11:30, 12. So 3 to 4 hour job. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys. So that's that. Another happy customer. I'm gonna wrap up all my tools and head home because we got another job. So let's get to it.